All right, guys. So we've talked about being on bottom. How do we get in a better position of control? How do we work towards the better positions of control that then lead to submission, stopping it, stopping the fight, stopping the moment where you have to defend yourself, ending the altercation, ending the tournament, ending the match, whichever scenario you're in. How do you win, right? And what does winning look like? Well, winning in self-defense is getting home safe, right? Winning in competition, you can win by submission, or you can win by points. Points are based on the positions of control. So either way, there's a lot of things to cover, and we've talked a lot about things you can do if you're on the bottom. And we've mentioned the baseball pass, guard pass, baseball slide, guard pass, right? So this time I want to go over my personal favorite. Just because I'm a bigger guy, I can get away with it a lot more than a baseball slide. And it's called the double under. Double under. What does that mean? Well, there's a technique, and my friend is going to help us here, in jiu-jitsu. That is one of my favorite techniques, and it's called the triangle. And it's where you use your legs to wrap around the other person's neck while you're on bottom and they're on top. And the way it works is they have one arm stuck up against their own neck. So if he was trying to do a baseball slide and he didn't quite get the steps down right, and he didn't create space by putting his knee against my bottom, knee against the butt. So he didn't create space here, and he goes to push my leg down anyway because he wants to pass. Well, if I don't let him, I can just push this arm down, swing it up, and now he has one arm stuck in between my legs, along with his head and his neck. So I'm here, and then I put my foot against his hip, turn, which turns my foot, and then I pull this arm across, walk my other leg over the top, and now he's stuck in a triangle submission. And if I pull this over, squeeze my knees together, I will be in a good spot. And he will probably tap out. Or, after about 6 seconds or so, he might fall asleep. And then he wakes up and realizes he should have tapped out. So, from here, triangle is very simple, okay? And the rule for the triangle, there's a rule for the triangle. There's a rule for defending against the triangle. Right now, I'm the bad guy, I'm the opponent. He represents you. And what you want to do, what you want to keep in mind is 2 in or 2 out. You don't want to have one arm in and one arm out. That's bad. You want either both arms in or both arms out. Because if one is in, like we just showed you, like I just showed you, well, him and I, if one arm is stuck in between my legs, like this, triangle. If both arms are out, I can kind of get a triangle, but it's really hard for me to keep his head right here. He could just push out pretty easily, okay? And again, if both arms are in, well, then I can't really get to his neck with my legs. So, triangle defense, 2 arms in or 2 arms out. Now, what can we do with that? Well, say we're in guard. Let me tidy him up a bit. I'm in his closed guard. Again, we're talking a little bit about what can you do if you don't end up on bottom right away? What if you end up on top? Plenty of options. It's a good position to be in. But how do we get out from between his legs? We talked about the baseball slide, sliding right over his thigh here. But another one, probably my favorite, is if we just pretend his legs are locked behind me and I'm here. This is where you like to start the guard, right? A good posturing up, pushing on his belt, because he wants to bring me down. But what I want to do from here is quick movements. My first one is not just posturing up, but I want to keep my elbows in tight, okay? And then from here, I'm gonna let go of the belt. I'm gonna bring my arms up here, elbows in, and I'm gonna throw my elbows back and then punch my arms forward underneath both of his legs. Now, again, it's a little tricky doing this with a person who's not really a person. So, bear with me here. But pretend he has his, even if maybe they're even here. Maybe they haven't closed their guard yet, and I'm still like this. I still don't want to be one arm in and one arm out. Okay? Because if I mess up, this is triangle area right here. This is triangle zone. This is bad. I want both arms still in, and then whenever I decide, I'm gonna throw my elbows back and drive my hands under his knees forward. Here, so then I have him here. From here, I'm gonna grab on his belt, or really what I would do is grab his legs and I turn my shoulder hard and let go. So again, I'm here. One way to do this is to hook under, kind of have them like this here. You can grab the belt and you can drive forward and do some other stuff. But the fastest way, the way I like to do this, is I'm here, right? I get my elbows in, punch my arms under. I'm grabbing his legs here, grabbing his gi, and I just throw my shoulders one direction or the other. I'm gonna go this way. So I just throw my shoulders, I'm grabbing the legs, I throw my shoulders that way, I rotate my torso that way, and then I let go. And then from there, I can just slide right into side control. So one more time with our friend here. He's in guard, right, doing something. Maybe he thinks I'm gonna go for a baseball slide guard pass, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna push on the belt, elbows in, drive my elbows back, punch my arms under, grab the legs, turn my shoulders to the left, and let go. Throw those legs over. And then I can hold them down and slide this arm up as I rotate my knees over to get into that better side control. Now, we don't need him. You can do this at home, on the floor, with nothing. You don't need a gi. It still works from here. We'll even go that way, the other side. I'm here, I push on the belt, elbows in, drive the elbows back together at the same time, fast. Like traditional karate punching stance, right? Horse stance, something like that. I drive my elbows back, punch my arms under, grab the legs. I'm gonna turn my body and throw the legs as I rotate my shoulders here. Pin them down, slide under, and bring your left knee over. That's gonna pull your right knee into position, and then you can be in a good, solid side control position. Again, we'll go the other way, push on the belt, both elbows back, because 2 in, 2 out. Punch both arms under, hook the legs, rotate your shoulders, toss those legs over, hold them down, and slide into your side control position. So, again, another option for what if you don't land on bottom? You get lucky, or you get good technique for a takedown. And in a match even, jiu-jitsu tournament, maybe they pull guard. Maybe they like being on bottom. They want to sweep you, they want to get points. They might pull guard. maybe it's hard for them to do a takedown, so they're gonna pull guard instead. Maybe it's easier. Either way, somehow you end up on top. Plenty of options. One we talked about, the baseball slide, guard pass. This one is a double under. And I like it because when they start feeling your arms go, they might think, oh, I'm gonna get a triangle. They think they're gonna get a triangle. But you know the rule. What's the rule? 2 in or 2 out. We don't break that rule. So we have our 2 in, we're pushing on the belt. 2 in, we're good. We push our elbows in, we drive both elbows back at the same time. 2 out, we're still good. Drive our arms, our hands under the legs, same time. 2 in. Well, technically we're still 2 out, but they're moving together still. Okay, then when we turn our shoulders, throw them over, he realizes he lost the triangle, and you have just passed his guard. So, we talked about the baseball slide guard pass. Now we're talking about the double under, meaning both arms, double under, throw those legs aside, pass that guard. So, again, like I said, and like I showed, you can do this both sides, and it's the transition going from tossing those legs to side control, holding those legs down afterwards is important. That's an important part, because that way they can't shrimp out and create some space, some distance to recover their guard with maybe an elbow escape. We talked about that. So there are options for them. Once you do your double under, there are options. We want to take those options away, hold those legs down, slide into side control, get into that good position of control. Make sure you practice on both sides, and have fun, guys.